it's Debbie Clavin with another episode of Grow Your Revolution. The topic for today's video is how to unclog the ducts that are in our intestines. These ducts are designed to allow our lymph to unload the toxic waste that's in our lymph into our intestines so that we may eliminate these toxins. If the ducts are clogged, then we can't eliminate the toxins, or we can't eliminate them efficiently or properly, if at all. The other thing that clogged intestines do is it stops us from absorbing all of our nutrients from our food. So we may be absorbing little or none of our nutrients from our food. So the good news is that cleaning out our intestines is very simple, fast, and inexpensive. So if you'd like to know how to do this, then stay tuned. If right now you're saying to yourself, I'm pretty clean, I have regular bowel movements, I don't think I'm clogged up, I'm here to tell you, you are. Your intestines are clogged. Unless you've seen with your own eyes 40 feet of intestinal, fecal, mucoid, plaque matter ropes coming out of you, and I mean putrid, thick, rubbery ropes. I know that doesn't sound very pleasant, and it's not very pleasant, which is why you want it out of you. Unless you've seen that come out of you, then it's still in there. Or if you've lived like Anastasia your whole life, and you've lived in a pristine forest with no pollution or toxins, and you've never eaten what we call people food from the grocery store, but you've just lived on a life of an occasional tree leaf or berry or bug or very wild food. If you've eaten like that your whole life while living in a pristine area, then you may not be clogged. But if that's not the case and you haven't seen those ropes come out of you, please watch on, because you're going to want that out of you, because trust me, it's in there. I was a vegetarian for 10 years and drank green juice almost every day, and I first did the cleanse when I was like 28 or 29 or something, and I had massive amounts of this stuff come out of me, 40 feet of the ropes, and it really changed my life forever. So hopefully you'll want that out of you too, so that you can stay detoxified and nourished, because really that's the key to a healthy lifestyle. So here is how to do it. This is what's called the 14-day cleanse. It's from an herbal company called Arise and Shine. It's the best cleanse that's out there. I've tried so many of them, and some of them work okay, they work a little bit, but this is thorough, it's complete, it's inexpensive. The whole kit for 14 days is $138. You're gonna save money from not buying food. So not only are you paying less money for 2 weeks, but you're cleaning your body out. So it's a great deal. So this is how you do it. Every hour and a half you ingest something. So you wake up in the morning and you'll eat this stuff, the herbal nutrition and the chomper. And what that does is it loosens the mucoid plaque matter off of your intestines. It starts to loosen it and soften it and break it off. Then an hour and a half later, you'll drink a shake of this stuff. It's psyllium and bentonite. So you'll take a spoonful of the psyllium, a spoonful of the bentonite, put it in the shaker with some spring water, shake it up, drink it down. It's very filling, it doesn't taste bad, it's super easy. And so you do this, alternate every hour and a half, and then before you go to bed, you take some of the Flora Grow, which is just probiotics. You want to keep the good bacteria in there. One thing that I've heard about intestinal cleansing is, oh, you want mucus inside your intestinal tract. Yes, you do. You want a very light mucus lining that's natural. And what I'm talking about isn't that natural light mucus lining. We're talking about ropes of thick hose that's putrid, and it's not meant to be in there, trust me. So you want to get that out. So anyway, what I like to add to this stuff to keep really full and nourished and energetic is, when I'm taking this, I like to drink a green juice, maybe once or twice a day when I'm eating this. And I like to add green apple juice to this, because it tastes really good and it keeps my energy up, and Also, the malic acid in the apple juice loosens gallstones. So if you want to finish off this 2 weeks with a liver gallbladder cleanse, then it's super easy. After you're all done with this, then the last day at night, you drink olive oil and lemon juice, go to bed, wake up in the morning, and poop out all the gallstones. It's really simple, but forget about that for now. That's a whole nother subject. I can do another video on that later, but just wanted to add that this is a great time to do that in the end if you'd like. One other thing that I like to do is eat a green powder along with this and my green juice. Like, you don't want to drink 10 green juices, you know, every time you have one of these during the day. So I might drink 1 or 2 green juices and then my favorite green powder. This is a kamut grass juice powder, and kamut is just an ancestor to wheat. So it's an heirloom variety of wheat, and it's more nutritious, and it's like wheatgrass juice basically, except it's a lot more nourishing than wheatgrass juice. And this is freeze-dried, so there's no oxidation. It keeps all of the nutrients intact. It's very high energy. So this is my favorite green powder, so I just wanted to mention that. So anyway, it's really easy. Every hour and a half you just ingest something. You could do this at work, at home, just in your everyday life. The only thing that I recommend is that you be in a good mindset, so that you're organized and relaxed, so that you can focus on ingesting something every hour and a half. The other thing that I recommend is to be alkalized before you do this. You don't want to go into this really toxic or in some health crisis and end up shocking your body and hurting some of your organs. So if you're in a health crisis or you're extremely acidic, just make sure that you do green juicing at least a few days before you start this cleanse. Now, you don't have to go full Monty with this. You can just live life like you regularly do, eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and just add this in once a day. Just once a day adding this in will be very helpful to you. You'll start to eliminate this mucoid plaque matter that I speak of slowly, but it'll come out. I mean, just with the psyllium and bentonite alone, the bentonite acts as a toxin absorber, and then the psyllium as a broom to sweep it out. So even if you didn't do anything else, just by drinking one of these shakes, you know, every day or once a week even, so whatever. I like to do things full-blown and thoroughly, so I didn't eat for 2 weeks, and I just did this every hour and a half, and it just got the job done very thoroughly, trust me. So one thing that I noticed after I did this was that I immediately felt lighter, cleaner, more energetic. I digested my food better. It really changed my life. I couldn't recommend it more. Something else really interesting that happened was that my eyes changed after I did this. I had always had a light brown ring around my pupils, and almost overnight after I started eliminating those ropes, I looked in the mirror one morning and that ring was gone, and the whites of my eyes were brighter, and my eyes had always been blue-green and they were now blue. So I don't know, whatever that means to you. I thought it was pretty cool that my eyes changed, and it happened instantly, and I wasn't even expecting it. So all kinds of cool things happen after you do a cleanse like this. The reason that I have dedicated the first few videos and blogs on cleansing is because I feel like it's easier to be empowered when our minds are clear and our bodies are clear and we feel good. Everything in our life comes more gracefully when we're thinking clearer and when we feel good. So it's a good way to start, to be self-empowered, to have a clear mind and a clear body. Another side effect of doing this cleanse is that you stay slender. I've always been slender my whole life, and I've been around the sun 45 times. I had 2 children, and I don't attribute it to my genes or to massive amounts of exercise, although I've always stayed active just by living life, you know, actively gardening and having children and, you know, animals and just kind of having an active lifestyle. I've never been a super avid gym goer or done any kind of sport regularly. In my adult life, I really attribute staying slender to having done this intestinal cleanse, and I'm therefore able to keep my lymph fairly cleansed. And so I don't have the puffiness and the toxicity that I would have had I never done this. So if you feel like you're holding on to extra weight, but you work out or you eat well, it could be that you're holding on to extra lymph and mistaking it for fat. So just something to keep in mind. Well, that's it for this week's video. Short and simple and sweet, and I hope that you found it helpful. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. If you enjoyed the video, you can give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Until next week, love and light to you all. Signing out.